Man-Portable Anti-Tank Systems, or MANPATS, refers to shoulder-launched anti-tank rockets. They are typically unguided weapons and are a threat to armored vehicles, low-flying aircraft, especially helicopters, and field fortifications, in which most of them were designed to destroy tank. Some people might wonder and question which one is the best anti-tank guided missile in the world. Which are the deadliest missiles of this type, and why? Here is the list of some of the best man-portable anti-tank guided missiles that are currently available. Let's check it out. Number 1. The MMP from France. Missile Moyen Portée, or MMP, is a recent 5th-generation French man-portable network-enabled anti-tank guided missile. Featuring both fire and forget and man-in-the-loop operating modes, it also integrates third-party target designation for indirect firing scenarios through its lock-on after launch capability for non-line of sight. It was first introduced in 2012 and developed to meet requirement of the French Army, while deliveries to the Army commenced in 2017. It is a multi-purpose missile that can defeat anything from tanks to bunkers and hostile troops in buildings with a range of 4 kilometers. The MMP offers non-line-of-sight launch for both extreme ranges and obscured targets. It has a tandem-shaped charge warhead and penetrates 1,000 mm of steel armor behind explosive reactive armor. This anti-tank missile is suited for indoor launches, and its operator can guide the missile to its target manually. The MMP follows a convenient setup consisting of a launch tube, a portable fire control system or guidance unit with day and night optics, and a collapsible tripod mount. Number 2. The OMTAS from Turkey. The OMTAS, often referred as the Mizrako, is the first man-portable medium-range anti-armor missile developed in Turkey. The development of this missile began in 2010. Although its exact origin is unknown, on paper it qualifies as a 4th-generation anti-tank guided missile, endowed with range, precision, and lethality. However, missiles like the US Tau-2B and the Israeli Spike LR appear to have impacted as its design. It turned out to be a highly sophisticated weapon. The OMTAS was mainly developed to knock out main battle tanks with explosive reactive armor. This missile has the ability to travel a distance of 4,000 meters and penetrates around 1,000 mm of steel armor behind explosive reactive armor. It can be launched either in fire and forget mode or in fire and update mode. Number 3. The Spike LR2 from Israel. The Spike LR2 is a recent 5th-generation anti-tank guided missile that was developed in Israel. It is a new generation of the original Spike LR, which was a huge success and was exported to more than 30 countries, including most NATO members. The new LR2 has even longer range and increased armor penetration. This missile was designed for use by the infantry and light combat vehicles. This missile can also be used by helicopters and watercraft. In regard to its characteristic, this missile has a range of up to 5.5 kilometers. However, when fired from helicopter, this missile has a range up to 10 kilometers using a wireless data link. Infrared imaging is used to guide the Spike LR2. It has a new infrared seeker with artificial intelligence capabilities and a smart target tracker. This missile was designed to overcome active protection systems. It can also attack targets from the top and be launched in fire and forget mode, as well as fire observe and update mode. Alternatively, this missile can be launched in no line of sight and use third-party target designation using the wireless data link. It has a tandem-shaped charge warhead and penetrates 900 mm of steel armor behind explosive reactive armor. A multipurpose blast warhead is also available for this missile, which is efficient against buildings, bunkers, and field fortifications. It may breach reinforced concrete up to 200 mm thick and detonate within the structure. Number 4. The Javelin from United States. The FGM-148 Javelin refers to a U.S.-made man-portable fire and forget anti-tank missile. In the mid-1990s, it was deployed to replace the M47 Dragon. Deliveries to the U.S. Army and U.S. Marine Corps commenced in 1996. This missile has been exported to more than 20 countries, including Australia, France, and United Kingdom. Currently, the FGM-148 Javelin is known as one of the most advanced man-portable anti-tank guide missile systems in the world. It has the ability to destroy contemporary main battle tank. It is also capable of taking out low-flying helicopters. Only a few existing anti-tank missiles, such as Israeli Spike, can match the Javelin performance. The Javelin is a man-portable fire-and-forget type weapon that may be carried by a single person. It is shoulder-fired that can be installed on the tripod or tracked in wheeled armor vehicles. The Javelin automatically guides itself to the target after launch, allowing the gunner to take cover and avoid counterfire. Soldiers or Marines can reposition immediately after firing or reload to engage another threat. There is a FGM-148F version fitted with multi-purpose warhead. This seems to be much more effective against enemy personnel, weapon crews, buildings, and lightly armored or unarmored vehicles. Number 5. The HJ-12 from China. The HJ-12 refers to the Hongjun 12 or Red Arrow 12. It is a new Chinese anti-tank guided weapon. It is a fire-and-forget type weapon, which is highly similar to the baseline US FGM-148 Javelin that was adopted by the U.S. Army and Marine Corps in 1996. This missile was first publicly revealed in 2014 and was proposed for export customers as a less expensive alternative to the Javelin. With a range of 2,500 meters and able to penetrate 800 millimeters of steel armor behind explosive reactive armor, this missile employs a similar infrared imaging guidance method as the Javelin and attacks its targets from the top. This Chinese anti-tank missile adopts an infrared imaging seeker or a TV imaging seeker for all-weather day and night fire. It has a soft launch capability. In the first stage of the launch, the missile is thrown forward around 20 meters via a small compressed gas cylinder, which is located at the back of the missile. When the missile is thrown away from the operator, the main engine turns on. This characteristic allows the missile to be launched from structures and bunkers without leaving the gunner in danger. Number 6. The MAPATS from Israel. The MAPATS, or Man-Portable Anti-Tank System, is a laser-guided beam-riding anti-tank guided missile developed by Israel Military Industries as a possible successor to United States wire-guided BGM-71 TOW. The MAPATS was designed for use by infantry, vehicles, and helicopters. This weapon is clearly a derivative of the U.S.-made BGM-71 TOW missile, but no assistance from the U.S. military or defense industry in the development of the MAPATS has ever been mentioned. This missile was originally shown to the Israel Defense Forces, and they were reportedly began using it in 1985. Though it looks similar to a BGM-71 TOW at first glance, the MAPATS has its own sequence of commands. The MAPATS is a missile with laser guidance with the initial warhead-pierced steel armor up to 800 mm thick. This missile is capable of day and night operation, while the gunner has to direct his laser designator on the target until the missile impacts. Number 7. The Shershen from Belarus. The Shershen, which in English means hornet, is a Belarusian third-generation anti-tank guided missile. It was designed to defeat modern armored vehicles, protected objects such as bunkers, pillboxes, earth and timber emplacements, and low-speed, low-altitude targets helicopters and UAVs. This missile is manufactured in Belarus by a state-owned company. While both systems appear interchangeable, in which the Ukrainian Skiff and the Belarusian Shershen have slightly different applications, this weapon uses laser guidance, and its RK-2S missile has a tandem-shaped charge warhead. It penetrates 800 mm of steel armor behind explosive reactive armor. Number 8. The Kornet from Russia. The Kornet, with a Western reporting name of At-14 or Spriggan, is a Russian anti-tank guided missile that has been in service since 1994. Its fearsome reputation is derived from its extreme range that's far beyond most current anti-tank missiles. For example, the FGM-148 Javelin can only deliver its lethal top attack warhead 2.5 kilometers away, while the original Kornet-em developed by the Instrument Design Bureau had a maximum range of 5.5 kilometers. However, despite having a substantially longer range, the Russian Kornet is not that advanced in terms of guidance as the U.S. Javelin. With a 152 mm diameter, it is considered as one of the largest and most powerful anti-tank guided missiles ever built. It also has been exported to a number of countries and was frequently used in combat zone. It also has the capacity to penetrate 1,000 mm of steel armor behind explosive reactive armor. Recently, a new missile with thermobaric warhead was developed for this weapon, and production was planned to begin in 2019. It has a range of 5.5 kilometers and is effective against buildings, bunkers, field fortifications, and entrenched troops. However, despite significantly longer range, the Russian Kornet is not that advanced in terms of guidance as other modern anti-tank guided missiles. Number 9. The Tau-2 from the U.S. The Tau-2 is a heavy anti-tank missile, which is used by the U.S. Army since 1983 and proved to be a very effective weapon. The Tau-2 remains a very capable anti-tank system, despite the fact that this weapon is nearly 40 years old. This weapon system is serviced by a crew of 3 soldiers, including commander, gunner, and assistance gunner. The Tau-2 missile is available in several versions and is produced in wireless and wire-guided forms. The wireless missiles require no special alterations to the launcher. It has a range of 3.75 kilometers and penetrates 900 mm of steel armor behind explosive reactive armor. The Tau-2 launcher is compatible with all previous Tau missiles and has got a thermal imaging sight that can be used at night. This missile system was deployed in support of Operation Erecting Freedom, which constituted the first operational firing of the Tau-2B missile. Number 10. The Milan ER. The Milan ER is a new development of the combat-proven Milan anti-tank guided missile that is in service for nearly 50 years and was adopted by more than 40 countries. This weapon employs a new launcher and more powerful missile with longer range. Development of this weapon began in 2005, and it was ready for mass production in 2011. The Milan ER has been selected by at least 3 existing operators of the Milan system. Interestingly, the French Army rejected the Milan ER and went for a more advanced MMP anti-tank guided missile. The Milan ER uses a new firing post with integral thermal imager. The new launcher is compatible with previous variants of the Milan missiles, including Milan II and Milan III, and remains a wire-guided system. In the 1980s, the United States delivered several weaponry to the Mujahideen in Afghanistan to battle Soviet troops, including Milan missile systems. This missile had a similar effect on tanks and armored personnel carriers, as Stinger missiles had on Soviet helicopters, and it was lethal to Soviet armor. During a firefight in Kapisa province in 2010, French troops also used a Milan system to murder 4 Afghan civilians. So, which missile do you think is the most lethal one? Feel free to drop your comments below. That's all for today. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.